After a 6-week break, the Apex Racing League Touring Car Britain 2025 returns for the second half of the season. And with no Croft yet added to iRacing, we head to Spa in Belgium for round 6 of the championship. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. Alongside me is David Sampson. We are here in the Apex Racing TV esports studio. And David, it is very nice to be back commentating on this series. It's been so much fun the first half of the championship. Surprisingly a lot of fun and surprisingly high driving standards as well that we're seeing in all the rounds. But today it's a very different challenge for the drivers.
Indeed, yeah, it's been my favourite series to commentate. I've not hit that. Yeah, different track from this. It's going to be by far the longest circuit they've done, but one they know probably the best. I'm looking forward to seeing the challenge, but we've seen these guys go through tight circuits, short circuits, and rain. And yeah, it's been a killer series so far.
It has been really good. Well, let's have a recap of what happened last time out then, back at Silverstone. And this was some of the rain that you were talking about. And it started off as a wet race one. We did have, I think, one driver try the slicks, but as you can see from the puddles, it wasn't going to happen. And, well, Moon got pole, but Bumi immediately took it off from him at T1. However, he lost it soon afterwards on lap 2. And Moon retook the lead, and it went a lot worse for Bumi as well.
Yeah, very tough conditions. If I remember right, it was just the first race that was wet. I'm trying to think back.
First race was drying, and then the second race dry. Third race was very, very wet. Sikorsky was having a very good run of it, had a good move there. We saw the teammates battle, but Mergier overshot this one, and that pretty much meant that Moon was unfazed for the rest of the event. Once again, it was a split strategy for race 2, but the drives were definitely the way to go. Really from the get-go, you can see how dry the racing line was. However, it was still pretty wet on the wet side of the grid, and so a lot of the drivers in the even positions lost out early on.
Yeah, I'm just remembering it's almost a 6-week break we had, as we see everyone go off here. Some rather nasty rejoins there. It's tough when there's many car rejoining, it's tough on the rules, right? Because you're not rejoining, it's a fresh battle.
Bonakorski made a little bit of a mistake. He had a pretty good evening. Sikorsky made a very surprising error, and that's cost him the Pro-Am Championship lead. Very unusual for him. He could have really won all 3 Pro-Am races if it weren't for that. But Moon held off Bumi for a comfortable win. And then it got a lot wetter for race 3. This was some of the rain, but it rained a lot more later on. Bjorklund in the Pro-Ams managed to get reverse grid pole, and he held on for quite a while.
It was a solid drive, yeah. He'd looked good all day. But yeah, there was some excellent driving. Excellent driving. Now remembering the whole race. I thought it would go a lot worse than this. Wormy long.
Yeah,
this safe recovery.
When the track was getting wet and wet, so you can see just it went from sort of moderately wet to full wet to moderately wet all in the space of 20 minutes. There was Bjorklund. Unfortunately, he'd already lost the lead. He was down to 2nd place and then pulled hard right with a hardware issue and out of the race there. Harris had some issues. He had a VR issue in race 2, and then he had this problem which actually put him behind his championship rival, Young-Soo Moon, which was bad for his points tally.
Yeah, I think he's had quite a lot of... I think he's had more VR issues than he hasn't, unfortunately, this season, which is not what you want to see.
Well, of course, he briefly moved up into 2nd place, but it was sort of an accidental move, and he let Bumi back past again, and that sort of gave Mergier the lead that he needed, and got his first race win of the season. His teammate Moon has got plenty, but Mergier, with some good form last time out, managed to take his first race win in the series. So we can look at the championship standings then, and these consider one of the drop scores, so we're 5 rounds in, and so only the drivers' 4 best scores are counting. So Damien Harris, when you count all 5 scores, he's way out in the lead of the championship, but when you drop 1 score, it's Young-Soo Moon with a 33-point advantage.
Yeah, very impressive. What a group. But Moon is... If Moon gets near that front, he looks unbeatable.
And unfortunately, Damien Harris has some VR issues, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it today. It's been causing him issues all season long, so Moon with an opportunity to really stretch his legs in the championship if he can have a strong round today. In the Pro-Am Championship, it is actually still Sikorsky at the top. I thought he may have lost it, but he's just ahead of Stephen Hurd. Both of them, maybe he could have scored more, but Sikorsky should have scored more points at Silverstone. Hurd should have scored more points at Snetterton. They have been very evenly matched. Harhoff's been great in the wet so far this season. Jacob and Mihaela probably a little bit too far back now. In the amateurs, meanwhile, Lucas Finkbeiner has really been the man in form, but him and Fowler have alternated race wins so far. I think Fowler took the first one, then it was Finkbeiner, then Fowler, then Finkbeiner, then Fowler. So maybe Finkbeiner today?
Maybe, or Scott Malcolm's time.
Or Scott Malcolm's time. Unfortunately, he's got a qualifying ban. So,
last to first.
we'll see how well he gets on with that. And in the teams championship, Mag Performance have got a bit of a gap themselves now, over 250 points clear of Smiller Esports. Jim, no drop scores in this championship. Still quite close for third position at least. And we can look at the calendar. And of course, we weren't meant to be going to Croft today, but Croft has not been added yet. It's been scanned. They've been working on it.
Yeah, we wasn't just holding on for a hope and a prayer. It was in the PEC GB schedule, so we grabbed it.
Yeah.
And it never came to fruition.
So still a few more rounds after this. And of course, you can sign up still for the remaining rounds, apexracingleague.com. There are spots on the grid available. We've got over 30 cars out here tonight, but there are still a few slots available. So do check out apexracingleague.com if you're interested in taking part. And in terms of our format for today, it's the classic. It's the race 1, race 2, race 3. It is a 12-car verse for today. It's always random, whether it's 6.
So Malcolm can win. Just, you know, he's got to
Scott
work his way through the first 2 races.
Yeah.
Full reverse to pole.
Scott, I think, did something like 8 years of BSRTC, which is sort of the predecessor to the series. And I think out of probably 200 of races, I think he won 1.
This is the next one.
So this is going to be his second. In terms of the weather, there's a 1% chance of rain. So I think we will escape it. But it's quite cool today, at least, as well. So no rain for us today, now that we've left the UK. And, well, let's have a look at our track then, Spa. And this is so different to what we've been seeing so far this season. I mean, compared to your Snettertons, your Knock Hills, your Alton Parks, this could not be much more different.
Yeah, for sure. Not just longer, but faster. Plus, like, it's been testing the driver's track knowledge all season long. Like, a lot of the drivers were hearing like it's their first time, or especially their first time in the car at the track. Whereas, at least this, they have thousands of hours of the track.
Yeah, and this Camel Straight is going to be a very long one for the cars. A few jokes from the drivers going into this race that they're going to fall asleep by the time they get to the end of the Camel Straight. And, of course, we'll see the draft effects a little bit more powerful. I mean, once Moon's been in the lead so far this season, he's almost been unbeatable. But maybe overtaking will be a bit more possible. Maybe at Lecum, as we saw in the European Sports Car Series.
It's going to be very racy, for sure, especially with this new scan of Spa. A lot more opportunities, a lot more corners, and I think we could be in for some great racing.
Could definitely be. And, of course, then you've got the middle sector, which, yeah, even for these cars, compared to the circuits we've been, it is fairly expansive. It's sort of known as the more complex part of the track. And yeah, we'll be pretty good. Do you think we might see any bump drafting around here?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. For sure. Obviously, with the teamwork, you got a lot of mag drivers, so I think team play will come into it. But yeah, with the draft in this car, I mean, I'm not super a fan of the knowledge of my TCR, but they do seem to have quite a powerful draft. So yeah, if you bump draft together on a long straight, you can make moves happen.
And very possible that we'll see a finish like this. This is one of the most common
100%.
photo finishes of the year. Of course, we saw it in the top split of Spa 24 very recently, and that one came down to less than half a hundredth of a second in the Radical Official Series. So there is Spa, and yeah, make the most of it whilst we're here, because after this we're going to some really complex circuits. So yeah, it will enjoy the straights while they last. In terms of our picks for today, I've gone a little bit boring for our pros. Youngsu Mooney's just been in such good form with no Damien Harris as well today. Can't help but feel like Moon's probably the favourite. Stephen Hurd has been very strong in recent rounds. I mean, Snetterton, he really could have dominated that day. Unfortunately, he got wiped out in race 1, which put him on the back foot. But I think generally he's been the man to beat in the dry so far this season. And Lucas Finkbeiner, honestly, I went for him because of the alternating races thing. Him and Fowler have alternated race wins. So therefore, Finkbeiner must win today.
Got you. My picks. I went with Buemi. Now, granted, I mean, there's probably 3 drivers quicker than him in a TCR in this series that have been that way all season. But my theory is that Buemi is very good at this track. You know, So I'm putting my money on Remy. I do believe in him. He's very quick. Yeah, I think he can get it done this week. Mihailovin, Pro-Am, strong driver. Pro-Ams really are to pick. So I went on a bit of a... I tried to go not as boring as you, just, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
You went for 4th in the championship. A real hot take.
All the way down to 4th.
Yeah, all the way down to 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
Really brave.
And then my AM pick, I went on the alternating idea, but I am figuring it breaks this week. And Fowler,
Okay, sure.
double win.
Sure.
Yeah, and Russ is looking brilliant all season.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Russ win. It would get him back even in the championship if he could do so, with 4 more rounds to go. Well, that is all that we have to talk about for now. We'll go to an advert, and then once we're back, we'll be catching the closing stages of amateur qualifying.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Spa. We are currently in qualifying for this round 6 of the Apex Racing League Touring Car Britain 2025. At the moment, it's Russ Fowler, David's pick, who is setting the pace, albeit we've still got a few of our amateur drivers yet to set a time. I'm a little bit concerned where my... Oh no, Finkbeiner is here. Finkbeiner is here. But he's not out on track, unusually. So the German driver who currently leads the championship, not showing his face quite yet.
I've just realised how long the outlap's going to take these poor guys.
Well, we're 7 minutes into the session and they've completed 1 flying lap so far.
Yeah, 2.5 minute laps. I think with hindsight, after watching the P-Cup race at Oschersleben, I think we could have slapped that in, couldn't we? It was actually quite a...
Yeah, maybe. It's a good track, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you said a couple of times it feels very British.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I wish we'd done Imola.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to... So earlier on the late Apex, we were discussing potentially an ARL NASCAR series. And I will hint that Imola might feature in that. Bizarrely. Just because I feel like ARL is Imola. Imola is sort of ARL's track because we go there so often. And I'm sort of leaning into it a bit more. So, yeah, maybe Imola would have been fun to do.
Would have been.
But I don't think Spa's too bad a pick. I think there's a few worse circuits we could go to. Adam Hedgecock with plenty of experience around here. Currently P3 in qualifying. This is second lap time. Gladys moves up to P4. Hedgecock remains in that 3rd position.
Yeah, let's see how many AMs we've got out there. So we've got 2 more to set a lap. And yeah, I think Bunner's not on track.
Did he have a quali ban? Maybe I gave him a quali ban.
Wait, you gave your pick a quali ban?
Yeah, maybe.
That would be hilarious, mate. Look at my pick. Absolutely.
He does have a quali ban. Atia Toth, Lucas Finkbeiner, Scott Malcolm, Tom Mayle, Chosene Bisson, and Tommaso Bessegier.
Oof. Yeah, quite the gap at the moment formed at the top. But then again, there's a big gap of equal size from 2 to 3. I'm sure Hedge got to find it. We know he's not a slow driver. Oh, I've just realised, I think I've drove this combo, TCRs at Spa. I'm trying to think. had a moment there of clarity.
Wouldn't have been in like the VCO Infinity or something like that, would it?
Oh, I did that from here. I was the LMP2 designated driver.
Sure.
Oh, I remember waking up at like, I don't know, 2:45 in the morning and from the hotel and just wandering over here. I was so tired, man. And obviously my split, I've got, 15 pros, and I'm signing in with 6 laps practice and no coffee. Oh, that was brutal. I loved it though.
Scott Malcolm taking the opportunity with his qualifying band status to watch the stream, saying that apparently my maths isn't too good. 8 years, 4 races a week for a full year. That means that he actually did 1,500 races, and he won 1 race out of those 1,500 in BSRTC. I said it was 1 win out of 250 races, I think. So basically the chance of Scott winning today is 1 in 1,500.
Yep. Take those odds. God, they're still on the same lap. Tell them to hurry up. Previous weeks, we've done 3 by now.
Well, Russ Fowler isn't saying any personal best, so I'm not sure this is going to be an improvement. Spillane's got 1 personal best. Marshall C, no personal best. Yeah, they're not really improving that much from their first laps right now. This is Fowler's last lap. Hedgecock moves up to 2nd place, though. Good effort from him. And Fowler stretches legs. No improvement for him. Backmeyer improves up to P6, though. Still got Daniel Spillane, but he comes back to the pits. And now we have the Pro-Ams out on circuit.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Who was your pick in Pro-Am?
It was your friend and mine, Stephen Hurd.
Brilliant. Well remembered.
Very passionate about that.
Yeah. But who's actually going to take pole? I think it's...
Stephen Hurd.
No, not our pick. I mean, who's actually going to take pole?
No, genuinely,
Okay.
I know I wasn't very... I know I forgot who I picked before, but genuinely he's been very quick recently, Stephen. So far this season, the pole positions, 3 of them gone to Igor Shurikov. In fact, the first 3 went to Igor Shurikov. Then the 4th went to Sikorsky. And the 5th, last time out, went to Kim-Andre Bjorklund on debut.
Which one was promoted from Ab?
Sikorsky.
Yeah, he's a weapon. He's so quick. There he is now. He was leading Am by such a margin that when we promoted him, he was leading Pro-Am.
Yeah. And of course, remember, qualifying matters a bit more for these drivers because if you get pole, you get 3 bonus points as well. You also get 3 bonus points for leading a lap in each race and 3 bonus points for getting the fastest lap in each race.
Yeah, it's quite a clever addition. Cool, giving your teammate draft around here. Laugh, pay, benefit. Have to be the right distance because you can't bump draft in qualifying.
Yeah, Sheeble behind his teammate Leon Harhoff. Now, how much dots are they playing through Eau Rouge and Radion, I wonder?
I'm not sure. Let's listen in.
It's not much of a lift, is it?
No. To be honest, in replay mode though, bottoming will always sound like a throttle lift. I don't know why, but that's just always been the way. Wow, this is a long straight. Where's the draft?
Yeah, not much, is it?
You know, I do think this is going to get a racy combo. Very racy. Just a bit of time there.
Do you like to follow a teammate in qualifying, not just for the draft, obviously, but also just as like a reference?
No, not really. I suppose my entire life has been spent in solo qualifying. I'm not too great in open queue. If we're talking in a race, 100%. If I'm following or leading a teammate, I'm extremely comfortable. But yeah, I don't know. Qualifying, I like to just I'd rather zone out and not have the draft than have the draft and, yeah, mimic their lines or something. In the race, it doesn't so much matter, right? As long as you can stay in draft and save fuel and all these things, then that's fine. But in qualifying, it's just about maximising everything.
Well, Harhov, the lead car out of this pair, saved the pace in sector 2 and 3, but it was the driver who were riding on board with Sheeple who set the fastest first sector. So
And this sector.
It'll
be this sector as well, purple.
Yeah, so clearly that draft is helping him out a bit. It's not a stunning first sector, but seemingly got him a couple of tenths of a second compared to his teammate. So we could well see these two occupying the first two positions. I'm confident they're going to beat Russ Fowler at the first time of asking it. Seemingly some clean laps, maybe a little bit deep there for Harhov, the first part of the bus stop. And, well, it's certainly going to be Sheeple who goes faster. Gained a lot of time in that final sector, and
Yeah,
he does go 2 tenths faster.
That's mega. That's almost 7 tenths quicker than Russ Fowler.
Yeah, that might be good enough for Pro and Pole. No, it won't. There goes Chesney. 10th faster, no doubt. Mihailov having some good pace as well. Of course, this man is always going to have good pace. Sikorsky,
yeah,
and he goes 5th.
Yeah, where did Sikorsky go wrong? Sector 1, Sector 2, the rest was fine. No, Sector 4.
Mihailov with a slow first sector. Besides that, it was a very good lap, but maybe a lack of draft costing him up the Kemmel Straight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you've got a teammate and you're playing the draft game, it is going to be worth a fair chunk here. But I think Chesney didn't have draft. Oh, that looked too wide. These lot look like they're all running too close.
Yeah, this is Chesney definitely with the draft now. But it was a very slow first sector, so this is just a write-off for him.
Yep.
Drives with a good first sector. Sheeple with a good first sector in the 43s. Shirkov with a bit of improvement, although actually that was on his previous lap. He's
yeah, Sheeple with a very quick first sector.
Yeah, with no draft. He's dropped his teammate Harhov as well. And a good second sector as well. That was sort of the one sector that Sheeple was a little bit slower on the previous attempts. But yeah, maybe got to drag up the Kemmel Straight and then his teammate got out of the way for the middle sector. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a good lap this from Sheeple. Personal best third sector as well. This is definitely on course for being provisional pole.
Yeah, I agree. If you can get a 41 flat or near as damn it on the last sector, this will be new pole.
Vasilchuk putting in some good sectors as well. Watch out for him. This might be good enough for the second row of the grid for him if he can keep up the pace. This is where Sheeple may lose a little bit of time compared to his previous lap because he's got no draft, punching a hole into the air. And he seemingly attacked this bus stop pretty well last time, but he's attacked it well again, really getting over that first curve. And is this going to be enough for him? A little bit of blinking.
No.
It's not a personal best final sector.
That was,
and it was
one
slower.
of the slowest last sectors we've seen of the top 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Beeman improves to P9. My pick. Hers stays P8. Sikorsky next. Some personal bests for him, but not a great final sector. Remains in P7. Watch out for Vasilchuk, though. He'll be the next to cross the line, I think.
Surprising from Sikorsky, right? Whoa, that was a big curb cut.
Yeah, is that going to be too much?
Not sure.
Still seems to be pushing to the line. Got one more attempt after this one, Vasilchuk. It was a very good lap leading up to that. And he improves a little bit. It was a weaker final sector, 3 personal bests, and the final sector a little bit slower than his best. Denisenko, who was so impressive last time out, managed to win in the Pro-Ams. 14th for him for now.
Sheeple, can he take it back, the pole? I mean, he hasn't been in the pole position, actually.
Very weak first sector for Sheeple. I think he's not going to stand a chance now.
Oh, yes. 5 tenths off. You can see what the pros can do. Yeah, surprised by Frank Sikorsky. I thought he would have a really big time around here. But that Chesney time is looks very strong.
Yeah, Chesney occasionally being sort of in the top 3 of the Pro-Ams this season. Had a little bit of a mess back at Snetterton, which got him in some trouble, but...
Smiller Esports, though, at the moment, 1, 2, and 4. Harhoff looking strong. He's had a mixed season. I think from round 1, Harhoff looked almost favourite in times. What, Brands Hatch was it? Yeah, Brands Hatch
was really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it just never... Lots of, I'm not going to say mistakes, but lots of incidents.
Gets a little bit of a jar from his teammate Sheeble, who made a mistake in the first sector. Not as much curb being taken by Harhoff. We've seen that a couple of times at the bus stop. Let's see if it yields him any time. Decent lap, but I'm not sure if it's going to be an improvement for him. It was an improvement, but he remains in P4. Sikorsky not going P1 this time. Beeman across his line. That's it for him. Yeah, this is going to be slower for Sikorsky.
Yeah.
As Bjorklund, there we go, up to
Out
second
of nowhere.
place.
Very good first sector, very good second sector. Everything was good. Last sector could have been better.
Mihailov with a very good job. This means a close qualifying here, but I think this might be good enough for the second row of the grid for Mihailov. Purple second sector. It was not a bad third sector.
Good drive off the corner. He
Now
stays tight.
moves up to P4.
Mihailov.
Wow, P1. What a final sector. That
what
draft,
a final sector.
That draft got him pole position, I think.
Yeah, that was a good 2/10 clear of the competitive times there in the last sector.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to point out my picks are pole and pole.
Wow. Yeah.
It's almost too easy. Come on, Buemi.
If you want to get setups for these TCR cars or any other cars in iRacing, your best place to go is apexracingac.com. Get yourself a subscription, and then you can get setups and track guides and group coaching sessions and some really good advice from Discord as well. Our coaches are constantly monitoring any questions that anyone has, and so it can be a really great way to find some extra pace on iRacing. So do check out apexracingac.com.
Well said. Any changes? No. As we see the pros getting their very, very long outlap. Was this Bonakorski and Sun working together? Moon, sorry, Sun. Did I just call him Sun?
You're thinking of the other South Korean that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting their lap now, but I mean, who is the driver just behind them? Is that Koroshavin, I think, with a really nice draft on both these Mac Performance cars. He's just got to make sure to keep up. Koroshavin, of course, very strong back at Brands Hatch in the wet.
Yeah.
Maybe hasn't quite had the same pace in the dry. Had a decent chance at winning race 3 at Snetterton, but made a mistake.
I think he missed a round or two as well.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of rounds. Yeah, certainly the first round, and maybe round 4 as well. What's that flat?
It's too hard to tell with the bottoming.
Yeah.
You cannot tell in bar chase, in replay mode. It looked possible. Certainly looked possible. See what Korsvin can do, see what lines he's taking here. The Mag Performance cars are very close. I'd be concerned even almost too close. Yeah, you just cannot bump draft in qualifying because of the 0x. And it must feel like a very long lap. Merger at the moment, fastest in the first sector. Merger fastest in the second sector. Again, very good. Very strong driver. Whoa. as Korshvin looks very loose. These cars on lower wing can be a bit of a handful. Whoa. More counter steer than steer. As the Mad Performance cars break up a little bit there, almost like they're setting up for to get a nice gap for the next lap. This does play into the hands of Korshvin, who's now going to get drafted all the way down the last sector. What would yellow sector mean on your first lap?
Not as fast as your outlap.
Oh, good lord. Okay. But I suppose it could be by 1,000.
Well, I mean, that line looked like he maybe picked up a 1x because it looked like he was really squaring off the runs to the line. So maybe not an improvement, or maybe not a lap here. Moon, well, yeah, Moon at least was very fast. Mergia did not set a time, so yeah, must have picked up a 1x there, hence why he was lining it up for the next lap. But yeah, 8,000ths clear of Mihailov. Bonacorsi currently P5. Korshvin in P14. Still plenty more pros to set their laps.
Korshvin's got himself into a nice spot. Following Moon is always going to be an advantageous line. He's been so quick this season in TCR. It's been on. And obviously we kept mocking his rain from after Brands, but then he goes and wins a bunch of rain races. Lovely line there from Korshvin. Obviously Korshvin was in the GT3 champ from last season as well.
Yes, and had some really good results, didn't he? I think the Prototype Championship, maybe before that, or maybe it was just the GT, maybe he's done 2 GT3 seasons. But yeah, came in quite low iRacing. Has got up since then, now up to 5.7k, and has been very strong. A little bit of a slide through Pouon though.
Yeah, we had an onboard for a few corners, and yeah, it looks light. We need light hands for sure. Look here. Very light on the rear on entry. But he's handling it. He's dropped back a bit from Moon.
It was a really good first sector for him. Really good first sector. Not a great second sector. Third sector, I think, is coming up. I don't think he's quite past it there. Yeah, about a 10th slower than his first lap. So this is in the ballpark for an improvement, but yeah, well, there's quite a like the top 9 are very close, 3/10, and I feel like this lap might be good enough to get maybe just behind that in P10.
A good showing from the Pro-Ams at the moment. But we'll see once we get the Mergiers, the Buemis on the board as well.
Just a little bit beyond the curb there for Korshvin, but I think he'll get away with it because there's the line. Mergia moves up to P4 with his first lap, and I wonder if Korshvin did actually invalidate his lap. It did look like he was a bit wide.
I think that's 2 in a row, right? Because he's all the way down 15th.
Yeah. So he's got 1 more attempt, and then that'll be it.
He's blown both the attempts he had in draft. Okay, how is Buemi doing? Let's look at these sectors.
This is an outlap.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's been doing.
He spent a minute in sector 4. What was he doing for 20 seconds in sector 4? Maybe a hardware issue.
Well, we saw a late attempt from Yorkland in Pro-Am qualifying. It was his only attempt, and yeah, if Yumi could get somewhere near that, I think he'd probably take it.
If Buemi can get pole, I'm locked out.
Yeah. Well, is he going to have time to do a lap? Because this isn't a lap. And he's not going to have time to do a lap after this. He's going to run out of time. He'd have to start his lap in
20 seconds. It's going to be real
20
tight.
seconds. You won't make it in 20 seconds, though, I think.
I don't know. This is going to be tight. Was he have to cross the line? So he's going to have to cross the line with 27?
Yeah, 27.
Well, 26 if we're real. Oh,
yeah,
I don't
he
know.
won't make it. No one.
No. No.
So he's going to start last.
Yeah, he won't make it. He's going to get pulled. Yeah, he knows he can't. No way. Not a hope in hell.
Yeah, to be clear, you have to complete your lap before the 32 minutes are up. You cannot, do it after that.
Oh, he can finish the lap, but it needs to be one hell of a lap. Technically, there is nothing holding him back.
Corsi with some nice sector times on this latest lap. Not a great third sector. Well, I just say that it wasn't a great third sector. It looks like a very good third sector. It wasn't a personal best, but this is pretty quick from Corsi. Not a great first sector. I don't know if it maybe he's running a little bit more wing, but his second and third sectors are absolutely flying. It's just going to be coming down to a very small margin, but this isn't going to be far away from pole position here, Corsi, if his fourth sector is good. Problem is he hasn't got really any draft from the cars ahead. How far up can he get with this latest attempts? It's not an improvement for him. He was 100th slower, and it's that first and fourth sector where he's losing a lot of time. I mean, he's losing 4/10 between those two sectors. The rest of the lap, the second and third sector, fastest of anyone. But on the straights, really struggling. Bumi with the fastest second sector of anyone.
Yeah, absolutely zooming. But
And it's all going to count for nothing.
yeah. It's probably praying I keep your hands off the skip button, but it's not how it works, I'm afraid. Because I would.
Yeah.
I think I could fight you for 5 seconds. That's easy. This is going to be the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, I mean, surely he knows by now, right?
I don't know.
What's the rest of his lap? So 40... 36.6, so yeah, a good second sector. Oh my god, such a good third. Well, not the fastest third sector, but very good. This would have been enough to put him in that top. It's so tricky to call, right?
Yeah,
but top 8, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the top 5 are a 10th.
Yeah. We would have been right in amongst that.
This is going to be so tight. He isn't going to make it, though, right?
No, I know. And that's it, guys. Checker flag. He was 5 pit stalls away, or 5 grid spots away.
Yeah, he spent a minute in Sector 4 on that lap before. So either a spin, hardware issue, or toilet break. I'm not sure.
Well, that is qualifying complete, and so we can go to our Heat 1 grid, and of course it's the finishing order from qualifying, which forms our grid. And of course it was nearly a Pro-Am on pole, but Youngsu Moon delivers again, ahead of Simeon Mihailov. Then it's Julian Chesney, so Pro-Am in second and third. It's Mergia, Bjorkland, Bonacorsi, Schiebel, Vasilchuk, Shirkov, and Harhov. Only 3/10 off pole, but down in 10th place. Then it's Sikorsky, Beement, Hurd, Fowler, Koroshavin, Hedgecock, Spillane, with a good qualifying in the amateurs, Neg, Denisenko, Marshall C, Kostas, Claudis. Then it's Backmeyer, Coombe, Zuko, Bumi, Mail, Finkbeiner, Hilton, Toth, Malcolm, Besegio, and Walsh. You can see those bottom 8 places not setting a qualifying time.
So Broman's got his work to do. Top 12 reverse grid for race 3. That's what he needs to put his eyes on, right? Race 1 and 2 are done.
Is it? It's always Bumi on reverse grid pole, right?
No, that was Tom Mel.
That's Tom Mel. Okay, yeah. Well, you can see if Mel can do that. He's starting far back as well. But, well, everyone's on the grid already, so not a long gridding time. And here we go, our 1 overseas race of the season here from Spa. And away we go, and it's a strong start for Moon. It's an awful
someone's
start for Chassanet.
really slow, yeah.
Barely getting off the line at all. And so it's a 1-3 for Mag Performance already.
He's held up his teammate as well.
Outside line for Bjorkland trying to attack for P3, but Moon gets through safely, and now we start the slipstream up or down into Eau Rouge and then up again.
Tom Mao up 5 positions. He is not waiting around. Yeah, big loser there. Julian Chesney just didn't move from his pit stop.
Very close for second position with Mergier almost going off the circuit behind Mihailov, trying to get through, and this would make it a back performance 1-2. His teammate can give him a bit of a draft up ahead, and Mergier is getting his nose ahead, and Mihailov's going to have to watch out from behind.
Swamped, yeah.
From Bjorklund. He tries to cover it off, and he successfully does so. So it's Moon, Mergier, Mihailov, and Bjorklund.
Can we say shout out to the Pro-Ams schooling the pros today?
Yeah.
At a track they all should know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm wording it very deliberately here because it's Spa and we have no 3 pros in the top 11.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Move there for Shirokov. Sikorsky having a bit of blinking just behind him. Shirokov down 1 place. Sikorsky back where he started. Korshevin just behind them, up 3 places from his race start.
Toth is in the pits, by the way.
Aha. Did have a qualifying ban. Not sure if he ever started. Maybe, I guess he did, yeah.
Tom Mao up 7 positions. Buemi up 4, but Tom Mao on the charge. We have not completed a lap yet. I said race 1 and 2 are in the bin and these boys should just think about the reverse grid in 3, but yeah, Tom's in 19th already. But I did say that I think this will get racy. Anything you can do here at Spa, set some moves up.
Oh, off the circuit goes Mihailov.
Yeah.
And on the gravel, that is going to kill his momentum. He will have Blanchimont, which might be a bit of salvation for him, because that will slow up the drivers behind. So he's lost a few places already. Chazanet gets back past him, or gets past him for the first time. Then Mihailov will sort of level out his speed through here. But
I wonder if Mihailov lost it by himself.
Close. Yeah, I think he did.
And Schriebel having a lurk. He is not getting that done. Nicely defended. Looks like Jay Walsh didn't take to the grid as far as I can tell. Vasselchuk been offline for a couple of corners now. Lots of defender doing his 2 teammates. Bit of door banging. Can he defend from Harhoff here? Harhoff, yeah, thinks wiser of it, and he knows he can get him on the straight because his teammate's going to give him the draft. Let's see, does Paul Vasselchuk just get played here? They change direction in 3, 2, 1. No. Yep. Well, they're trying it, but no. He's wise to that. Korshevin and Sikorsky having a battle here as well.
Oh, long way round, not quite. Sheevel still cannot get that move done on Mihailov, but he's got him offline at least. And wow, Sikorsky.
There's that Betty, yes, with Korshevin getting by.
Yeah, Sikorsky might have another go. Sheevel has got past Mihailov just ahead. He's been able to get it done into Bruxelles. Good work there. Mihailov may not be super happy about it. He tried to fight back, but he's just been on the back foot. Remember, Mihailov started on the front row of the grid and held on to at least held on to 3rd place for a while, but that mistake has really killed his momentum. It's off the circuit goes Denisenko. He's had a bit of a poor start. Now behind Mail. Well, still behind Mail.
Yeah. And he's surrounded by Buemi and Mao.
Mihailov back past Sheeble. Getting personal between these two now, and Vasselchuk might break up the fight.
Yeah, and Denisenko hasn't got it easy. He's got an out-of-position Mao and an out-of-position Buemi. And actually, Buemi has just passed Denisenko. Oh, no. It's come back Fryer. Some fighting going on back there for sure.
Yikes.
On board with Buemi.
Back by flashing his lights for some reason. Maybe trying to intimidate the car ahead. Or telling them to hurry up because their battery is costing the rest of them a lot of time.
That sounds the most likely. Some off tracks being taken there for sure in the background.
Vasselchuk, he's got the teammates behind him who will probably block a lot of the circuit. Vasselchuk with a lot of curb there. He needs to be careful.
Hedgecock.
Oh, and it's round for Hedgecock. And Stephen Hurd, I think, was involved in that somehow as well.
And through goes Buemi and Mao, up 9 and 7. Hurd has lost 8 positions. Has he got a replay? What happens to Hedgecock here? It's going to get dived. Yeah, what is that?
So Hurd had gone off ahead.
That was a terrible dive.
Was it Spillane, maybe? Or, yeah, maybe? Not sure who has that livery. Tight for the lead. And we know these guys are free to fight from Silverstone when Mergier attempted to take the lead. And he's going to try... No, he doesn't. Behind them, though, Chazanay versus Bonacorsi. Bonacorsi has not been able to get this move done so far. You can still see the leaders, can still see a potential race win. But he has to clear the Frenchman if he's going to claim that.
Kevin's into the pits. And Zuku's dropping, Finkbeiner's dropping, Scott Malcolm. Something going on back there. So this is what happened to Toff. I assume this was, well, right at the beginning of the race. Oh. Well, I can guess, but...
Do you think he has a fan attack?
I think he has a fan attack, yeah. Yikes. We also lost Kevin, yeah. He's in the pits as well, I think last lap.
I know he's racing at the moment, Kevin, but apologies to... Well, actually, maybe he's not racing. Like you said, he's back to the pits. Apologies for the paint being wrong. We might be able to do a refresh. I'll just try another refresh because I've done something on the software. It should be working. I don't know why it's not working, but I've tried something. So we might be able to do a refresh, see if that fixes it for race 2 and race 3. Sikorsky having more blinking issues, but he's back again. But that blink was a long blink. That was like a 10-second blink.
Yep. Tom Mao on the move. He is up 10 positions. Looks like he's really got a good run here. Just going to set up a good exit and get the run into the chicane. He's definitely got the pace. If someone's able to follow you this close, I mean, good luck. Nice deep break. Oh, who's that behind?
That's Buemi going for it behind as well. Mayo gets ahead, and Buemi gets ahead of Beeman as well. So Buemi will now set his sights on Neg. Maybe it was Neg who caused the contact before. I feel like it was an orange livery.
When we're going to try around the outside, and yikes.
Whoa.
Yeah, Neg
Forced
was...
the gap there.
Neg was doing that thing where you look sideways and judge your brake based on who's next to you, not paying attention to who's in front of you.
This could be dangerous between these two behinds.
Yeah.
A bit of contact, and, well, is that a slowdown?
Yeah. Well, that right, I'm not sure. It was all over the joint.
Now Denisenko might benefit from this.
Oh, Buemi's got Tom. So the people on the charge, they're both equal now, up 10 each.
Neg holds on against Denisenko. Also had a change with, I think, Sikorsky game past Korish event, so those two have swapped places a couple of times. Oh,
Neg's been
now
passed.
there's the slowdown. That looked like a slowdown for Neg. And now he gets a bit of contact.
Neg liking the old I will break last. Not working out for him though. He keeps looking sideways, not forwards to break, and
Do you think rather than fighting how hard he is, do you think he needs to learn to instead negotiate?
negotiate, very good. Are there any breakaways? Yeah, top 5, sorry, are broken away because of what happened with Mihailov. So he's 3.7 off the pack of 5 up front. And then that pack goes all the way back to the two on the charge, Buemi and Mao. And that gap's been formed by the amount of fighting that's going on back there. But they'll work together. Mao and Buemi, they have to. They've dropped Denishenko. So yeah, the two of them are just going to be charging up to Daniel Spillane.
Ooh, off the circuit, both guys off the circuit. Oh, wow, that was lucky that wasn't a swipe because Beamer was coming back on circuit at a rate of knots.
Yeah, I mean, these three are so far off, even the pairing of Buemi and Mal now. They are now only battling for P17.
Leader of the amateurs, by the way, is Russ Fowler, as it stands, ahead of Daniel Spillane. Spillane's had really good pace, the Irishman, so far today. But yeah, the biggest battle going on behind Denisenko with Beemans, Neg, and now joining them, Finkbeiner, Backmeyer, and Hurd. That's a 22nd place.
Some fighting going on. Halov has had a... What's the opposite of an extremely quiet race?
Hectic?
Hectic. It's Neg and Finkbinder. Oh.
Denisenko loses 2 places, he might lose a 3rd. It just after he gained those places as well, he done so well, Denisenko.
Yeah.
But he does hold off Finkbeiner at least, although is Finkbeiner partially alongside into No Name. He's going to go deep, and the gravel is so costly around the circuit, and yeah, by batsing as hard as he did there, Denisenko, he goes from bad to worse, and even Backmeyer might get past him. He's fighting as hard as he possibly can. He might just hold on to it. No, he won't hold on to it.
Oh, wow. Denisenko's still alive?
Well, he's had 3 contacts now in 2 corners.
Daniel Spillane, he's dying. Oh, no, he's back. I think it's internet issues.
It's contagious, isn't it? He's running too close to Sikorsky.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's getting some of the Buckinghamshire broadband.
But I tell you what, Buemi and Mao are on the charge, catching. Now only 1.7 off the back of this pack with Spillane, Fowler, Sikorsky, Korshevin, Shirokov. But obviously Tom Mao's there because of a Q ban, and James Buemi's off there because of a poorly timed Q.
It seems like it's every week that it's P7. It's usually like P6 or P7, or the Pro-Am lead is the most coveted spot.
Yeah,
I mean, so competitive in the back end of the top 10.
All season long, we've had these like almost 4, maybe 5 drivers that are in a different class.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. As we used to say back in the F1, the best of the rest battle is definitely more exciting.
Bjorklund still keeping up with the 2 leaders. Berger not pulling the trigger yet, but like I said before, they did battle at Silverstone.
It's a great drive from Bjorklund, who's our rookie to the series, right? As of last,
only
last
done
round.
a couple of rounds.
But yeah, looking supercharged.
And Bonacorsi's challenge on Chasney, whimpering away a bit. Chasney's been able to catch up to the leaders a bit, and Bonacorsi's being dropped.
Harhoff ahead of Matt. Oh no, Mihailov and Harhoff are fighting. Harhoff's got this done. Yep. Mihailov backs up before he loses another. He may steal. No, he's got that covered. That does open the door for another battle.
Yeah, they are teammates, are Mihailov and Shirkov, a Wizards team.
Yeah, Mihailov could really do with a teammate right now. He's been bullied. Well, no, you know, involved in everything from the start, so he could do with a wingman right now.
There have been battles all the way down the field. There's been a good battle between Scott Malcolm, Anthony Hilton, Kostas Kalaudis, and Alessandro Zucco over the past few laps. We haven't shown too much of it because it is right at the back of the order. Yeah, just to demonstrate how we've got 30 cars still running. Attia Toth is by himself, to be fair, but the top 28, everyone is in a battle right now.
Yeah, it's very close. Seems like following is very easy unless there's a battle. Although Vasilchuk finds himself in a bit of a bubble. 5 seconds in front, almost 2 behind him.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, he's been able to drop the pack behind.
So Buemi's ahead of Spillane, catching Fowler. Tom Mal is right on Spillane. I think that'll be the next move. Camera cuts. And Tom is through. We have the best software in front of our eyes, don't we?
Yeah.
What do you watch the data or the screen?
I reckon I'm 60% data.
Yeah, I think I'm 70% data.
Egg versus Finkbeiner here.
Yeah, this has been brewing.
It's been boiling. And of course, Dennis Senke has actually dropped off these guys a bit. Maybe he got a slowdown or something because he was ahead of these guys. Then got overtaken by one driver and it just snowballed.
Zuko into the pits.
Finkbeiner will have this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Zuko there. We'll check that out in a bit after we've got through this battle. But he is into the pits. North Sim Racing. Yeah, Neg thinks better of that.
Was that a slowdown maybe for Neg? Seemed to lift off very early and he was a
Did
bit
seem to
tight
lift
on
too
Stadion.
much. Could have been.
Stephen Hurd having a tough time, but he was doing all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the last bit of the slowdown. Hurd was doing pretty well earlier on. Then strangely went deep at the bus stop. I'm not quite sure what happened.
Of
And he
course,
lost,
just
like, probably about 4 or 5 seconds.
it happened right in front of the big incident.
Yeah. A shout out, by the way, to the Late Apex, which is the podcast that me and David host each week. We discuss everything involving sim racing. And today we have plenty to talk about. We talked about the discounts on Steam currently for a lot of racing games. We talked about Automobilistas, new update coming out in the next few days, and plenty of other stuff as well. So do check out the Late Apex on the Apex Racing TV YouTube channel or on any podcast platforms as well.
Yep.
This game a bit close game. These two are teammates though, so they need to think of this smartly. Mihalov's going to send Harhoff though, if Harhoff doesn't go for a move himself. They covered that off well there.
They did. But teammates behind as well. They can also bump draft and work something out. And I do think Mihailov's a little bit quicker than Harhoff. But I think Shubal is very quick. Well, obviously Mihailov, out of the 4 of them, was the highest Q positioner. As Buemi is...
He's just got past Fowler.
Yeah, just got past Fowler. And Tom Mal got past Spillane.
So how many of these guys can Buemi get by the end of the race? This is actually going to be the last lap. So I don't think he's going to get any of them. Unless it really kicks off. One more lap and I think he could have got 2 or 3. Harhoff right on the tail then of Shubal, but he's doing the right thing. They're playing the game well.
They are indeed.
And they've just got one back marker ahead of them. It's Atia Toth, who hopefully will not cause any issues.
Yeah, especially because he had a hardware issue.
Yes. Yeah, don't go to his left. Korshevin's got back past Sikorsky, but not ahead of Shurkov. Shurkov is holding on to P10. And they've actually been caught. These guys have really, I think, had a poor lap. And, yeah, lost each other quite a bit of time. And now that gaggle behind. A bit closer. But, yeah, Shubal still holding on himself. Half a lap to go.
Feels like a long race, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very close. Lots of battles. Been a lot to keep up with. Do you think we'll see a battle for the lead? Or are they just going to play... Oh, I suppose
think he's
Bjorken's too close, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a bit too far back, his merger, to really have a send 0.3 of a second. He's been getting closer to Leku, not necessarily into this bus stop. Whoa, he sends a dive. No, he will not. It's going to be another race win for Young-Soo Moon. He has won with this one 5 out of 6 race ones this season. And it's a fantastic 1-2 as well for Mag Performance SRT.
Impressive stuff.
Moon wins. Bjorklund with a Pro-Am win. The teammates, and we've got 1 round at Shirokov. And he's hit the wall, can't kick it into reverse. You're not going to be able to do a semicircle very quick. No, you should have gone in reverse.
You should have, especially because this could be a dangerous rejoin. What happened? Lose it on the curb, I think. Lifted, then the car behind touched, which, Matt, I always say, like, if you're lifting in a throttle zone, let's see. I think if we can get a quick replay, I reckon lost the rear on the curbing. Lifted to catch it and obviously got tapped from behind.
Hilton has died on the last lap, by the way. He's lost him 1 place.
Oh.
Whoa, yeah, he just dragged out so wide. Who was that? Was that Korshevin? Korshevin's, I think, oh my God, that car's on its roof. That is Hilton. I wonder, can we get the replay of what happened to Hilton?
What?
I saw him, like, get, oh, are we gonna, no, we've got Zuko. Zuko's saving us right now. But Hilton, oh my God. Well, so maybe he glitched out and then he reappeared on his roof. Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, no.
Hilton tracks out.
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah, if there's a car on your side, you can track out into it. I love the enthusiasm of spinning the wheels while you're in the air. I love the enthusiasm. Catch some aero drag.
Yeah, maybe there's like a thing, like if you just hit the ground right, you can just speed off at 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. I loved it.
Well,
what a entertain then there. I don't know if it was Korshvin's... I mean, Korshvin showed his nose, sure, but he tracked out really far, then sort of came back. I don't think he knew where the difference between the off-track and the slowdown was, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It all happened rather quick.
We'll try to do a quick paint update as well, possibly, just to see if we can get Kevin's paints working again. Hopefully that will do something. Yeah, of course, we've only got a few seconds till we tick over because I think Atia Toth was just the last man to cross the line. And that will be everyone. So, of course, the heat, or the race 2 grid formed from the race 1 results. And we can bring you that now because it's Young-Soo Moon on the pole position, ahead of Mercia Bjorklund and Chazonnet.
Yeah, fast bunch. I'm really impressed with Bjorklund there. Very impressed. Maybe if Bjorklund had been with us from the beginning, might have been put to pro.
Yeah. I mean, last time out, he was probably the fastest of the Pro-Ams as well. So. But it's, do you think if Mag Performance can basically get a 1-2 out of T1 that they're going to be unbeatable? Yeah. Just because, you know, they've got the draft on each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Bjorklund knows and Chesney knows if they're going to get it done, it has to be in the first half of the first lap. Otherwise, yeah, they're very professional, them too. It's not going to happen.
So here we go then. Race 2 is underway. And as per normal, it's a good start for the pole sitter, but it's a bad start for, I think it's Chassanet again, who did not get away well from 4th on the grid. He's down to 6th. It looked like an even worse start than that. He's lucky to only lose 2 places. In fact, he's already got one of them back through T1.
Oh, someone's
Stephen Hurd has gone wide, and he'll drop all the way to the back of the field. We've got a bunch of the Smiller esports cars in amongst each other, and Korshevin back in the wars as well. He manages to split the middle.
Korshvin up 3 from all this. Finkbinder up 3. Shirokov up 5.
Oh, no. We might say, all right, okay. We're good.
Careful on the rejoins. What is this grass dweller doing?
He was being careful on the rejoin. He was listening to you.
Careful what? Flat throttled. Flat throttled, careful.
He interpreted it as not rejoining, I think.
Yeah. Careful and flat on grass isn't vocabulary for me.
Everyone on top of one another into Leku. He's at the front of it. Adam Hedgecock, he's had a good start. Anthony Hilton's up 9. He was on his roof 90 seconds ago, and he's gained 9 places. Incredible stuff from Mellow Motorsports.
Do we have the livery for Kevin now?
I'm not sure. Where is Kevin? Probably not, unfortunately. He's currently P28, so he's gained 3 places at least, though. But out in the lead, Moon, half a second ahead of Mergia.
Yeah, Chasney again losing 2 or 3 positions every time. His clutch is saying no.
I just heard some contacts.
Yeah, it looks
Maybe,
like...
no, it wasn't. Oh my. That was like 5 different crashes. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, was it Deschenko that was the first off?
Spillane was involved in something. Coombe involved, Marshall C involved.
Yeah, we'll try and get a replay of that. That was strange, I agree.
Passaggio involved.
The same incident almost happened twice, it felt like.
So yeah, you can see on the timing tower the yellow discs in the meatball flag. Orange discs. Neg down 6. He may have been involved in that.
Whoa! Someone out very wide.
Oh, that was Neg. Oh, Zuko, sorry. He's back.
Welcome back.
Bumi up to P9 now. But he's not got it done yet on Sheeble, who works out.
Baggio, Kevin, Thomas Coombe all into the pits. And Jay Walsh turned up to practice but hasn't raced at any of the races.
Yeah, shame to see. Remember, top 12 inverted from the race 2 results for the race 3 grid, so that's P12. Very, very important. But Sergio was the one who lost it, but it was totally unrelated. Or maybe Denisenko further up the field. Yeah, Denisenko lost it as well. And Sergio lost it, and they all had to scatter.
Someone's getting a push. Easy. Not going to get that done. Explain's got this.
And attempting a mugging there as well was Igor Shurkov for Wizards.
So Thomas Mao down 1. Mihailov again down 4. And if you think Ray qualified in the first race, these next 2 have not gone his way. Men on the charge this race, Korshevin and Buemi and Finkbeiner and, yeah, Anthony Hilton. Anthony Hilton up 10.
Sikorsky might be down too soon because Finkbeiner, who's had really good pace. Finkbeiner now leader of the Aussies. He's actually cleared Fowler. Finkbeiner did not show this sort of pace in race 1, but he's all over it in race 2 as they had to trudge through the stones that a lot of the drivers behind them scattered onto the track on lap 1.
When was the last time you drove a TCR?
Wow.
Wow.
I reckon 5 years ago. Oh, Mergia has taken the leads. Mergia has taken the lead. That looks a bit choreographed. Maybe it's a slowdown.
No, yeah, slowdown by the looks of it.
Where could you get a slowdown? Like the exit of Stavlo?
I'm not sure.
Because that's gravel now, so I don't really feel like you can get it there.
Obviously,
oh, I guess exit of Blanchimont.
Exit of Blanchimont, yeah, if it just goes a little bit wrong, you catch the rear.
Bonacorsi spent a while looking at the back of Chasney's car in race 1. He's not going to let him back past in this race 2.
We just need to see if that was reactory or... Because if that was reactory, that was plain as day blocking. If it was before, it's fine. But if they move, you move, and you're that close, then it's a close cut shake that's blocking 100%.
Chasney needs to be careful of the slowdown. He'll get away with that, I think. He's got a good run here. Oh, Bonacorsi half covering off, but there's a car's width.
I'm guessing it was a block by the way Bonacorski's driving, just FYI. Yeah, look, I'm releasing my brake, mate. You're just not, yeah, that's it. Where you belong, that's what he's saying, where you belong.
So So Chasney re-overtakes Bonacorsi again. Makes life difficult for himself on these race starts, but he's been good in the races.
Contact on entry there. Keeps it just alongside. This is going to get tight though. Nicely done. Shirikov's got Denisenko for company. Denisenko's having internet troubles. Shirikov's having internet problems. At least 3 of our drivers having internet problems.
Halov forced out by Mail, who's a little bit of a tricky couple of laps actually. Mail, I think, was ahead of Fowler before, but he's behind again. Sure he'll catch up soon with the fighting that's going on ahead. This is Bachmeier versus Shirikov.
I tell you who's having a good day. Vasilchik. 2 very strong races at the moment. Only 3.9k, running in a very difficult field. I think P6 at the moment. Strong first race. Just made some good points.
His teammate Denisenko trying to do something on the outside. Will he be forced out to the gravel here? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, he probably should have seen that coming, to be fair. That was not streetwise.
Now we're almost got 3 wide. Hedgecock storming his way back through. He's had a good race as Hedgecock. He's up 3. Got back past Anthony Hilton again.
Yeah. Whoa.
We've got Denisenko just behind us as well as we ride on board with Bachmeier. Still Hedgecock having to fend off from Hilton.
Oh.
Contacts.
Yeah.
Contacts again, and Hedgecock's round again.
Oh. I wonder if it was the same that we had at the end of the race. If we could get a replay just to see.
Hilton now the leader of this pack.
The off track is a lot further than you think, guys.
Yeah.
You got to just throttle out. If you lift, you die. There's someone behind you. They're not going to know that you're not throttling. It's a throttle zone. You can track out another car and a half wide.
Neither drives to giving up this. There's been a change for the lead as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, lovely stuff. And kept it within the margins. But Bjorklund has taken the lead. He's
Wow.
got past Mergia.
How?
And could we see a 4th Pro-Am driver win an overall race this season?
Oh, he's got a really good run.
And look how far behind Moon is. Moon wasn't even close.
Is he going to get this done around the outside? Oh, he's clear. Yeah, what a run. Mergia did something wrong out of Radion.
Oh, they've changed back again.
Oh. Interesting. That was a short-lived.
Still, the top 9 nose to tail. James Bumy, who started race 1 right from the back. He's right in that lead pack, and we're only midway through race 2. Here it was from Mergia. Pretty conventional stuff.
Yeah.
And Bjorklund not fighting it too
Yeah,
hard.
not at all. I think he realised if he goes door to door here, the teammates will work together even more on one of the exits. And
Korshevin has had off. He was ahead of Bumy, and he's now 2 seconds behind Bumy. He might be overtaken by Schiebel. So Korshevin ejects from this lead fight.
And you've got to fancy Moon's chances here with this run.
Well, Bjorklund's going to have a shot
Oh, no, Moon is
as well here.
Moon, since that slow down just a little bit, not confident. Big lift. Unless you're just playing it smart, there's plenty of race left.
Schiebel versus Korshevin. So Korshevin lost out to Bumy and Sikorsky, I think, with that off. He's afforded space this time by Schiebel. He gets back past again.
Like Tom Mal was getting past someone just then. Fowler, maybe. Oh, some door to door. It's going to put the teammates on top of each other rather than pushing. Flashy, 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 flashy.
Great profile picture from Korshevin.
Oh yeah, it looks like Top Gun.
Yeah.
With the aviators and the sweat back here. And the flight suit. I mean, that's what I see.
Oh, contact. Korshevin isn't all the way round. And maybe that's Karma.
Yeah, I thought Karma as well. Sorry, Shreeble, but yeah, that was a dumb dive.
They both lose out, and Finkbeiner is up to P10. Great race for Finkbeiner. Really was not anticipating this. The amateur driver up 7. He's got a few cars, well, 1 car now between him and Fowler. By the way, Vasilchuk got past Bonacorsi. So Vasilchuk now up to 5th position.
You know, never have the F1 commentators in unison called Karma on a race contact. Usually it's, you know... Yeah, that dive was not on. Oh,
Send from Moon.
Not sure what Moon's planning though, where he's gonna, yeah, what that leads to. And Moon needs to be careful. Chasnay's not slow.
He's going to get underneath here, and this is usually a dangerous space to be if you're on the outside in this situation.
Whoa, that was brave from Chasnay. Chasnay has the run now for P2, but yeah, I mean, Bjorklund very wisely is not giving him an inch. Wow, they went together around. I did not expect that. I think, I don't know if Bjorklund's going to be able to keep this. Ooh, not the, I don't know, Chesney was a bit, was that a bit much or was that okay?
They seem to both be driving into one another.
Yeah, it's not the cleanest door-to-door driving I've seen. They were both doing a lot of pushing. But rubbing is racing. I was just not sure it was a little bit more of a shove than a rub, but...
Alan's got their supports in chat. Mihailov on the inside of Korshevin, who's continued to drop down. Korshevin now down into 13th position.
Good battle, though. Oh, Kevin's out of the pits. 8.5-minute pit. I think he's out. I'm not sure, actually. I saw him change position there, strangely. So Tom Mao leads this pack with Tom Mao, Lucas Finkbeiner, Russ Fowler, and Dominic Korshevin. Well, it actually goes back for miles. I'm not going to read out everyone. Did someone ask for gravel?
And of course, that will build up as well as the races go on. That doesn't get cleared between races. That will still be there in race 3.
Yoys.
Fowler going for the race lead. I'm not sure if Fowler led the first lap of this race, but if he can just lead 1 lap, obviously that would be 3 bonus points as well. So it really does matter just getting the lead temporarily. Herd, my pick, is having a mare.
He's left, yeah. He's just towed, I think. I think it was with Malcolm. Heard of Malcolm, I think.
I think it was a hardware thing for him.
Oh, there's a turn there. No. I'm not sure what's going on. Something, though.
So Merger's just got 2 more laps to survive. He's 9 tenths ahead of his teammate. That gap is coming down in the draft. And then it's a long queue of cars back to James Bumy, who hasn't really made too much progress from P8. But maybe this will be a bit of progress because he's got Harhov in front of him who has to brake a bit earlier because Bonacorsi was early on the brakes. And Bumy does get 1 place if he can hold on to it.
See what Bumy does there, everyone? There you go. And that was why he was my pick for today, but he decided to make it difficult for himself for queuing last. That's how you stop dying at Spa in the last corner. You drive out. Literally, Spa 24 was won by driving out massively, insanely. I think Luke had it, right? And then he was like, oh no, I'll just drive over there and take the off track and come back and I'll be ahead by a mil, a quarter of a mil.
So, anyone who's tuned into the series, oh, come on guys. Anyone who's tuned into the series so far will know that Tom Mayo, when he turns up, usually is on reverse grid pole.
Yeah.
Mail is currently P10. Reverse grid is 12. But he is dropping into the pack here. He might finish
Oh, this is
P12.
Bjorklund. What has happened?
Did he have a go at Chazonnet? He's come off the worst from it.
But he's still got probably more slowdown to serve. I'm confused where he was when we joined.
I think he was 4th. I think he was behind Chazonnet before.
No.
Or was he 3rd?
Yeah, I think Bjorklund was 3rd.
No, he lost out. He definitely lost out to Chazonnet. Chazonnet definitely got pushed.
Oh, of course, they were doing the pushing and shoving. Yeah, right. Let's see what happened. This is Bjorklund and Chazonnet. Yeet. Too deep. Too deep. Whoa. Yeah, okay, so it's all on him. Now, well, this is lit a fire under Boemi. He's in the thick of it now, thanks to Bjorklund backing up the pack and making it a lot tighter. I called it. Driver of the day, though. Vasilchuk.
For Vasilchuk?
Yeah, I think driver of the day.
Yeah, I think he's been really good, yeah.
Yeah, he stayed out of all of the dramas, all of the lead battles, and racked up, at the moment, some huge points in both races. But not been in a single one of the drama clips or the door rubbings or the late dives. Hopefully I haven't cursed you, mate. I hope your race is quiet to the end. I feel bad now. I know what's happening. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Vasilchuk hide.
Buemi. That's the second time we've seen that. Cars ahead, all in a train. They all have to sort of break a little bit earlier to not run into the car ahead. And Buemi just finds the clear space.
This is Backmeyer and Neg and Deschenko.
It's a move.
Don't think Deschenko's done either. Ready? Yeet. Told you. Why only take one when you can get two? No, terrible exit. Very terrible exit, but you have the inside line. Ooh. It's tiring sitting here and commentating.
Man.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
people
can't imagine how anything trickier.
Yeah, and this is our second time of the day, you know.
Yeah.
Gonna need to, I think I need a long sleep tonight. Oh, it makes you ache as well, you know, like, it's a performance athlete thing.
Do we need to buy better chairs, you reckon?
Yeah, I think we
could
could.
spend £2 on.
Yeah.
Even though we've basically got the nicest chair.
Oh, what on
and
earth?
Fowler is in the wall, and that is our second place in the amateur championship. And he's not going to finish.
I'm speechless. I do not know how this has happened.
Was this with Finkbeiner? I think, or should I say, I think Finkbeiner has come across. I think.
Well, I don't know. Maybe a bit of dodgy iRacing car contact was not helping, but I don't know. Looked dumb. Like, even if he did come across, the contact they made looked soft.
Yeah.
My top tip is it was a giant straight, and you both had different approach speeds.
Sure.
So just
it's the widest circuit of the season.
Yeah. And it was a long straight. You had about another 20 minutes to sort it out. But yeah, awful. You hate to see it.
So Mergier was runner-up in race 1, and he did not have a proper attack at Moon, but he had an attack at Moon earlier on when Moon picked up a slowdown. Will Moon tried to make it 2 wins out of 2 here.
Look at that.
Mergier has left himself vulnerable, and Moon will go on the inside.
Yeah.
And he's not really fighting it.
No.
Was that choreographed, perhaps? Moon is going to get another race win. He extends his championship lead, and it's another 1-2 for Mag Performance SRT ahead of Chazonnet, Vasilchuk, and Bjorklund. Finkbeiner has had an issue at the end of this race. He's lost a few places, maybe out of guilt after making contact.
He might have had a bit of damage as well.
Maybe.
I think they might have had a bit of glue. I'm not sure. It looked very exaggerated for what happened, is all I mean.
By the way, I think it was.
Oh, not again, guys! Track out. Good lord, Deschenko is in the middle of the track. Not worth it. If you go out, you carry more exit speed. If they again, I'm going down to the rig downstairs and I'm going to jump in from last. Yeah, I'll show them.
So
I need a GT3 though, please.
So 12th position. Well, interesting. Finkbeiner lost all those plays. I wonder if we get a replay of Finkbeiner's.
It could have been damage from the because it was.
But he seemed to be holding on all right before that. It seemed to literally be the last chicane that he lost.
I'm not sure.
We might.
I mean, yeah, Finkbeiner came over, but it wasn't like it seemed. It didn't seem to me like it was malicious.
This might be Mihailov behind. I'm not entirely sure.
So this looks fine. This looks fine.
Or maybe he only lost the one place. I thought he was losing multiple places. But no, he only lost the one place. So that was for reverse grid pole. Means that Mihailov will be on reverse grid pole.
Wow. After Mihailov's excellent qualifying, then obviously not a great first race, second race, but due to a lot of instant fighting. But we know he's got the pace, so Mihailov can win.
Yeah, that's you're going to call it.
Mm-hmm. I just did.
To win. Yeah.
I didn't stutter.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see that. But yeah, Moon with another race win.
Yeah,
despite the slowdown. Do you genuinely think that was choreographed, that he let him win that one?
The end bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked a bit weak.
Sure.
Mergier's it was Mergier, right? For battling? Yeah, Mergier's much stronger than that.
Yeah, so yeah, Mergier giving that one to his teammate, it looked like. Great battle with Chazanay. Some great battling from him. Starts in P10 in this race, so it'll be a little bit different for him compared to sort of being in the top 5 like he's been most of today.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got some... It's going to be interesting for sure. We know the fast guys are going to cut through the field, but it depends if you've got fast guys in front of you. You know, I mean, Moon and Mergier have looked amazing, but they're not just going to blow by Boemi. You know, that's going to cost them half the race of battling. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes down.
Definitely. Shout out, by the way, to Apex Racing Academy, one of the sponsors for this series. And of course, if you want to get setups for these TCR cars, Apex Racing Academy is a very good place to go. So just check out apexracingac.com for more details. I'll also say as well, you can still sign up for this series. Just head over to apexracingleague.com. Sign-ups are open, and you can pay a reduced fee just to enter the remaining rounds of the season. You can also sign up for the Apex Racing League GT3 Trophy as well. That's got a few more rounds to go. We've got our Endurance Championship going. However, sign-ups are not open for that.
I love that you do that. It's almost like you're bragging. Oh, we've got Endurance League.
Yeah, but
you're not welcome. You're not welcome.
I didn't think.
No, I knew you was going to say it. I knew you was going to say it.
We've got Fox Tech as well, which is a US GT3 series, so check that out. And we might have a NASCAR series starting soon, but who's to say? So just check out the Discord as well, the Apex Racing League Discord. The descriptions, or the link is in the description below. Join that, and then you can see whenever a series goes live.
Yeah.
We can go through the results from race 1 and race 2. There they were, the race 1 results with Moon winning out. I mean, we've seen sort of, particularly in that race 2, sort of the top 8 all be in a pack. I mean, I can't really imagine what this race is going to be like. Sure, it's going to be the top 12 in a pack. It feels like, with the fast guys moving their way up.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of opportunistic sends on the first lap. I mean, if we're likely to see the biggest lap 1 incident in this race.
Sure.
Yeah, we'd pretty much settled the order of who's fastest, and now it's going to be a case of who can overtake.
Quick look at the race 2 results as well, which was just completed with Moon winning out. But we will now tick over to the action, because the interlude is over between race 2 and race 3. And
it's a good word.
Thank you. And the drivers will start to grid up for the final race of the evening.
I'm rooting for Jay Walsh. He hasn't turned a single lap, but
sure,
he set a practice lap, I think.
So Mihailov on pole then. Remember, it's the top 12 inverted from the race 2 results. So it's Mihailov, Korshevin, Mail, Sikorsky, Harhov, Bonacorsi, Bumi, Bjorkland, Vasilchuk, Chazanay, who's been awful off the line so far today, Mergier and Moon. The rest of the order are how they finished race 2.
This is Tom Mao's worst reverse grid qualifying.
Yes.
All the way down in 3rd.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just hope he's got a clutch.
Hopefully. Mihailov's start was all right in race 1. Korshevin can be very good with the racecraft in the early stages. Let's see how they all get along. We've got the 5 lights on now at Spa, and away we launch. It seems to be a very even start for our top 3. Not a great start for Sikorsky. He might be under pressure from Harhov into La Source, but Mihailov has done enough to hold on through T1. He will just have to hold on now till the end of the Kemmel Straight as well.
Daniel Spillane is all the way at the back. Daniel's... Oh, no, wait. He's got internet issues. This Daniel guy has internet issues.
Bad start for James Bumi, down 2 places. Lost out to Bjorkman and Valzenchuk already. Moon's actually down 1 place as well, down to 13th place. But Mihailov...
Korshevin's got a slowdown, maybe. I think he did look like he tracked wide.
Well, could this open up for Tom Mayo? He's got a terrific run, and he goes to the inside. It's 3 wide for the lead. Mayo has got his nose ahead, and he's got the inside line. And he leads this race at the end of the Kemmel Straight. Korshevin keeps P2. Mihailov drops from 1st to 3rd.
Wow. Yeah, the Korshevin-Mihailov went in so bad up Radion, battling up. But Mao just had an excellent run.
A few wide lines. Bonacorsi going wide. I think he's lost out to Valzenchuk. Valzenchuk up 3.
Yeah, my man up 3.
Start. And he's not far behind Harhov as well, as there's some defensive moves from one of the Smealer cars. Is it Chazanay? Perhaps going defensive, I think it was, on James Bumi. He's, of course, lost a couple of places so far. Moose got back that place, so he'd lost out to maybe Sheeble, but he's made it back up. He's into P12, but 4 seconds off the lead already.
Yeah. James Burney's not going to take to all that wide defending.
Harhov has got past Sikorsky as well, up into P4. We've got some Batson further down.
Such fun cars, aren't they, to watch?
Really good, yeah. And of course, he's out of the draft. He must be alongside someone.
Harhov having a good day. Leon Harhov having a very strong day. Valzenchuk's been passed by Bonacorsi.
Oh, did someone off?
Was that Russ Fowler back there?
Or Bumi? Yeah, Bumi's hit the wall.
Oh.
And Finkbein had his own issues, so both of our amateur contenders having issues today. That is Finkbein, and there's Bumi, but Bumi might continue.
That's good. We'll see what happened. I mean, what was it? Who was the highly defensive guy? Chassanet? Let's see.
Yeah, I think he might be on something.
But let's see. Could have just been a check-up here on the entry. Oh, no, problem is he just couldn't. Yeah, he thought. You
don't need the rear right.
He lost it, saved it, lost it, saved it, then was like, okay, thank God, and then went to correct his steering, and it was gone.
Yeah, it's rare to see in these cars a tank stuff like that. And here's what happened to Finkbeiner.
What the hell?
Just had a hardware issue.
I don't know. I think that was an urgent toilet break needed.
Valzenchuk has dropped down.
No.
Whilst we were watching that replay. Valzenchuk.
Oh, he's destroyed.
And that's on the entry to Lake Coombe, so he's got a quarter panel seemingly.
No, his car's absolutely destroyed. Let's see what happened there. Had a really strong 2 races.
This is with Bonacorsi.
Hello?
It seemed like he moved to the right himself, didn't it? But
yeah, I'm not sure if we can get an aerial view of that one. I don't know. That was really weird. It looked like he turned in 200 for early. So he goes to the left. And then...
Bonacorsi. Oh, no,
Bonacorsi
is Bonacorsi's fault. He was moving to the left.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of this in a straight line. They're all taking slight liberties, and it's been fine for the door banging fun, but that's twice now where it's you're reminded what game you're playing.
Yeah. There was a change for 2nd place. Mihailov and Harhov have both got past Korshevin.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. I think that was around Puon region. And so, yeah, Mihailov, 6 tenths behind Mel. Mel hasn't really got away despite that bat sling. He's still close. Oh, yeah, I guessed that right. Who won? Must have been a mistake from Korshvin.
Korshvin looks damaged.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, of course Korshvin's damaged. He had the Karma incident. Big smack. Yeah. That spun him. And he caught it. It was this race, yeah?
I struggle to remember.
Oh.
Chasney.
Is he doing it because he's mocking me, right? I said track out all the way. If it is, that's mad respect.
3 wides, just ahead. A couple of the Hack Performance cars involved in this. Merge it up to P6 now. Past this Borna Corsi, who gets overtaken by Moon as well.
Yeah, I feel played. Because that was brilliant line. Definitely a slowdown out there. Unless you've gone so far past it that it didn't count. Shirkov should have a good run here.
Up 7 is Shirkov.
And yeah, this is some great pace. And straight into the draft. Nicely done.
Korshvin briefly moved back up into P3, but lost it again. Down to P4 now. Oh, this is, I mean, this is, genuinely any one of the top 7 can win this race, I think. I think Mergia and Moon will catch these guys by the end.
Yeah.
Hale, I think, is not quite as quick as he needs to be to break the draft.
Half having a good day. 3 strong results. Okay, 2 strong results and a good-looking result, I should say. Mihailov with all the pace in the world, but no good race under his belt yet, unfortunately.
I think he's going to get past Mel before too long, though. He's been quite a bit faster over the last couple of laps.
So Tom Mao used to drive these cars back in the day, like 5-6 years ago, back when he was Luke McEwen's teammate.
Sure.
Many moons ago.
So really going for it into Blanchimont. Mel should cover off the inside line, so not going to be much of an opportunity. The bus stop will be a very good chance.
I mean, surely if Mihailov must know the fights with Mergia and Moon. And if he fights Tom, okay, then they both get swallowed, surely.
Well, I mean, Mihailov looks a lot as Sikorsky is the next to pass Korshvin. Has he? Yeah. But I think if Mihailov can take the lead, I think he might be able to drop May. He looks a lot faster, but that might just be the draft flattering him.
Alan in chat, many moons ago, I used to drive these cars. Yes, indeed. Oi, Korshvin not having the best race. Damage and being bullied.
Oh, Moon's had an issue.
Oof.
Has Moon spun at La Source? Moon has spun at La Source and he's lost his rear wing. And the man who was going to take a huge championship lead after today has got a meatball. And that means he might not even score points in this race 3.
Oh, and almost a terrible rejoin. Very close there. Because literally drove horizontal across the track, which would put him in my personal maximum bracket of penalty point.
Chasney's also got a meatball, so one would assume the two could be linked. Slow down for someone as well. Maybe Spillane down that back straight after cutting the Radion corner.
Right, let's see what happened to Moon. Oh, wait, Moon hit his teammate.
Yeah, I think was Mergia spinning?
Yeah, I think Mergia killed Moon. Let's see. Wait, no, Moon hits him and then throttles into him. No way. No way.
And then Shirkov went into the back of him.
Ain't no way. He hit him and then didn't think to just, roll it through for a little bit.
Oh, I mean, well, that is exactly what...
Bjorklund's dropping. What's happened to Bjorklund?
Oh, wow, they're falling like flies.
Yeah. Chasney, Moon, and now Bjorklund. I'm guessing hardware issue for Bjorklund. Computer says no. Oh, Chazonnet with another.
He had a meatball. So that's why he pulled to the side.
What did he have the meatball from?
Maybe something to do with the moon thing.
Oh,
He got
yeah,
some
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of contact. I don't remember him actually making contact, so maybe it was something different, but he got the meatball around that time.
Yeah, if we can find out what happened to Bjorkland. Tom Matt holding on.
But there's, yeah, much less opposition now.
Yeah, the pressure's off.
It should just be a 5-car battle. I don't think Mergier's going to catch up in time, especially if Mergier's got some damage.
Yeah, Mergier damage, no moon.
Oh, it's going to be hard, isn't it? Again for Bjorkland. It happened at Silverstone race 3. And he gets 2.5 races into the race, and his setup decides, nah, you're not going any further.
Yikes.
We've done enough racing for today.
Ay, ay, ay.
So 2.1 seconds separates the top 5. I mean, no disrespect to Korshvin, I think he's overperformed today. I think his pace has been lacking, but he's such a good driver when it comes to the race card. He gets himself in play, and he could win this race.
Not with that damage. I think he is a step down this race. I don't think he can fight. I think every fight he's been in this race he's lost due to the damage. Shirkov.
Shirkov up 9. He might be up 10. He is up 10, Shirkov.
Yeah, Mergier damaged.
Chase down the leaders. As Harhov has got past Mihailov. Harhov up into 2nd position.
Wow.
Mihailov just dropping a little bit too far back. It seems like Mihailov sort of struggles in the bus stop and La Source, and it leaves him vulnerable to the others up the Kemmel Straight. Because he nearly lost out to Bjorkland into Lakum a couple of laps ago as well. And yeah, just not enough draft from Mail to be able to fend that one off. And then, to be fair, Harhov still had a lot to do.
Yeah. Mihailov, yeah, gifting that. Yeah, gifting that. Yeah, having a strong day.
So yeah, good. Has Harhov, I'm trying to think if Harhov's won a race this season.
He was close at Brands,
Yeah.
but no, I don't think so.
He was the winner of the wet tyre runners at Brands. Or did he win race 3 though? I'm trying to think who.
I think he needed one more lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, we've had a few pro-ams certainly win races so far this season. Hutchinson and Sikorsky's won a race 3 as well. But Mihailov might be back up into 2nd place before we know it. No, he decides not to go for it. It seems like a lot of the drivers are very skeptical of these moves into the bus stop, and they much prefer to leave it till Lakum. Mergier unable to respond against Shirkov. And Fowler up 13 places. And of course his main rival Finkbeiner having a hardware issue earlier on means that he's going to retake the championship leads as it stands, I think, despite a woeful race 2.
This battle could presume, I think. Late dive from Coombe here. No, thinks better of it. Could even get done here by himself. Very tame entry, very tame exit, and down 2. Do you think Harhov's got it to hunt down Mal? Korshvin on a big run, is just going to push, yeah. Yeah. Korshvin's damaged. He's pushing because he wants to keep this position rather than drop another one.
Hilton, what a race from Hilton! Where has this come from?
He was on his
Hilton's
roof,
up,
right? 2 races ago?
Yeah, Hilton's up, well, he's up 8, yeah. But yeah, it was seemingly a bit lacking in race 1, but he's only 11 seconds off the lead, and he started P18. Fowler as well, up 14. We've had some huge gains. Sergio having a good time of it, up 11. But we have had a lot of retirements. Top 24 are still running, but the bottom 6 all retiring from this race. Well, actually, Bjorkland's still going. Oh yeah, no, top 24 still going.
Yeah, some big points being handed out in the Pro-Am this week. Bonk.
So if you're Harhov here, you going for the lead, or are you waiting a bit? leave it till maybe the last lap.
No, Harhoff should go for the lead. I mean, I like Tom, so.
Sure.
But Harhoff's had it today. He's definitely had it.
I'll be biased towards Harhoff just to balance this.
Fastest lap of the race. I think he had it in race 1 as well. He's just looked fast. All of his results this today have been strong.
Measures got back past Shirkov, by the way. I think Shirkov ran wide.
And I think Mihailov and Sikorsky are the fastest 2 of the top 4, so yeah, you need to get a move on. Perhaps Mihailov just doesn't have it in the door-to-door department because he's lost out so much. Oh, bit too much there on Harhoff. I thought he had a chance, but no, it's weighing too deep.
And you can see how much time he loses, up to 0.6 of a second to gain the gap. And Sikorsky's going to get in Chester's as well, behind Mihailov. Oh, whoa, that was a lot of time gained. I think Harhoff's better on the brakes. I mean, we saw that brilliant move on the outside of Lekun for Harhoff on Mihailov, and again into that chicane, he was very, very daring on the brakes, perhaps a little bit too much so. But I think if he can get in range, then he's got more than a shot. Sikorsky very close to Mihailov as well. We have seen Mihailov vulnerable a couple of times up the Kemmel straight. Who's going to get the draft from the car ahead? It looks like it's going to be Sikorsky. Or maybe not.
Let's see. Nice done.
Good work from Sikorsky. And Korshevin will go with him.
Yeah, a bit of a big door bang.
And
oh, that was a block.
Korshevin hits the tyres and nearly, I mean, good work there from Mihailov to avoid as well. Well, that's a shame. Hopefully they can get back onto those front 3, or has Korshevin got damage because he seems to be ailing? Yeah, he's got a lot of... That's so unlucky to hit, because he hit the wall, or he hit the tyres. And usually that's a bit softer, but that's a lot of damage on that car.
I mean, Sikorsky, that looked like a pen, right? It looked like he hip-checked him on the exit. Let's see. Looks like the move was done, because he door bangs here.
That's all good.
But here's my problem. Oh,
no, it was Korshevin going into the back there. I think Sikorsky's all okay there.
Ooh, ooh. Nice Mihailov dodge. Yeah, looked a lot better from that angle. Did look a lot better from that angle.
So Korshevin's got the meatball, but he doesn't necessarily need to serve that. He can stay out on track as long as he isn't wiping out any drivers. And
yeah, he's going to be caught hand over fist though. He'll be lucky to finish. He'll be finishing 15th, I think.
Yeah, I think outside the top 20 even potentially. I think he's very
Fowler. What's happened to Fowler?
I think that's just blinking. Hopefully he reappears.
And then Senko.
Uh-oh.
No, something's wrong with Fowler.
Well, that's awful table break, because really Fowler and Finkbeiner are the only 2 AMs who can still win the title. I mean, everyone else is so far back. And Fowler didn't complete race 2, and neither of them are going to complete race 3. Beemans going round the outside of Hilton. Still a good day for Hilton, but Beeman moves up into the top 10, and I think Spillane might go through as well. Yeah. No fast repairs, remember, so he will not get back out on track.
Ah, what a shame.
Unless it was a puncture, but it looks a bit more serious than that.
If we could get a look at what happened to Russ Fowler.
As this is the last lap. I think it's just internet for Fowler. So
no. I did think it came up rather quickly, yeah.
So Tom Bell hasn't won a race this season, right?
No, I don't think so.
And Leon Harhov, we don't think has won a race this season, albeit I think he may have won at Brands Hatch Race 3, which I am going to check. Spillane up back into P9. They're battling with Beemans. Beemans stays ahead. Harhoff did win at Brands Hatch Race 3.
Okay.
So Harhoff has won a race, Mayo has not won a race. But they are very close out in the lead with just half a lap to go. Looks like Beeman's going to hold on to this one. Should be able to start pulling away from Spillane, who's got ahead of Hilton as well. But there is that opportunity into the bus stop chicane, which is where the race 2 was decided. And Harhov could not be in a much better place. .2 seconds back to Sikorsky, who is actually losing a bit of time to these guys in the last lap. Despite these guys being so close, they're keeping up a good pace.
We are going to see a side-by-side battle into the last corner, as we always do.
We might see side-by-side into Blanchimont even, because Harhov is that close.
Would you want to risk it? Would you want to be...
Well, he's going to put him offline. Maybe he was just going to try to get the cut back. Mayo sticks to his gun, stays pretty wide on the entry.
He caught the inside
takes
curve.
A bit too much.
Yeah.
Has he got too much to catch here? Or can his late braking do some wonders?
No, that inside curve really hampered him.
Mayo has covered off the inside line. Mayo has done everything he needs to do, and the one time that he doesn't get reverse good pole, Tom Mayo is going to get his first win of the season. He beats Harhov. Sikorsky with good points. It's going to be Spillane and Hilton top 2 in the amateurs. I think that's the first time we've been able to say that this season. And they all fell by the wayside, but Mayo, once he got into the lead, he never gave it up.
Yeah, epic stuff. What a good battle there for the win. Obviously not the names we expected, but it's the names that earned it.
Scott Malcolm passing Zuko right at the end as well. Good race for Passagier to gain 13 places. Atia Toth and Thomas Kuhn are battling. And it looks like Toth is going to win out in that battle. That is the fight for 20th place. And then you can see just a little bit below that, the retirees. Bjorklund has still got half a lap to go, but Korshevin, Fowler, Moon, Marshall C, Chazonnet, Bumi, Vasilchuk, and Finkbeiner. Some big names right there, all falling by the wayside.
Brilliant stuff. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, and well earned from Tom Mao. Great bout, great 3 races from Harhov. Sikorsky looking very fast as always. Mihailov seemed to have the pace, just not the finishes, unfortunately. Considering how far he showed. Yeah, and Bjorklund unlucky there with what we presume was a hardware failure in race 3. Because, yeah, looking very quick. Pro-esque, I will say.
Yeah, he was right on the pace all the way through. Led briefly in race 2 as well, didn't he? So, yeah, some really good pace shown by him. We've still got some drivers to cross the line, so let's have a chat with our drivers straight away, shall we? And I'm going to be No, I'll let you have. Would you like to have a chat with Tom Mail first?
Sure, yeah. Okay. Hey, Tom, can you hear me okay, mate?
Hey, David, hi.
Hello, mate. Congratulations, your first win in TCR. You must be happy, because I know you deep down love these cars, and I know you're excited to get back in them, and I know you've had a tough season. So, yeah, how did it feel? At Spa, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. Like Spa 24, I had no pace, so I didn't really have high hopes coming into this round. But I don't know what happened behind me. I saw a lot of retirement, so especially from likes of James and other big names like that. So I guess that helped in part because I was not up to the pace of those guys. So yeah, just kind of unexpected, but really glad to get it.
Yeah, I mean, all the guys you were probably scared of, they self-binned it. When we hit the curb at Blanchimont and spun, Moon hit his teammate and then ploughed into him again. So that was 2 for 2. So yeah, you just didn't bin it, mate. What was it like? Because obviously the combo seems a bit strange. Sorry, Sam. A long, wide, fast track in a small, fat dumpling. How was it though?
Yeah, it was different, I'd say. It's surprisingly similar to driving GT3s around here. You use a lot of the same braking points, but I'd say compared to tracks like Thruxton, is that the one we were at 2 rounds ago?
Was it Thruxton? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Compared to tracks like Thruxton, this has a very sort of similar layout. A lot of fast flowing corners where you can't really overtake. There's only a couple of overtaking opportunities.
Fair.
But yeah, it's definitely different. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's nice. It was a pleasure to watch. Obviously, I was banking on your reverse grid pole. Talk me through that, because you overachieved. Was you disappointed?
I didn't even know what the reverse grid pole was. I didn't realize it was 12. I thought it was 10 again. And I just ended up in P10. And I was like, oh, great, I got it again.
No, yeah, 12. No, yeah, great stuff. where did you was, I remember now, you was the man on the move in race 1 until Buemi got to you. Was it strategic? Did you let Buemi by? Did you just not fight him? Because you were on the move, you were up the most positions, then Buemi got to you, then you seemed to then follow Buemi. Was that strategic, or did just Buemi just pass you?
Oh yeah, it was 100% strategic. I just lifted off, 300 boards, let him through. There's no point fighting. I know he's a lot quicker. I just made a few mistakes, which meant I couldn't keep with him as he fought his way up, but we'd have just lost time if I fought.
But it was great, 'cause you must have got 7 positions halfway through lap 1. Was that incidents and surviving, or was that just sheer wheel and passing?
I mean, to be honest, I think everyone braked a lot earlier for turn 1 than I expected. So coming out of turn 1, I was already at like 5 or 6 places. So that was most of it done there, really.
Nice. All right, well, excellent stuff, and obviously lovely talking to you as always, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just shout out to all the guys back at Thursday Forward, Fred, Ali, Dalton. They're taking on my workload while I've been absent from the team for the last few weeks. So yeah, props to them.
Bam. All right, mate. Well, we will catch you next round when you are in the winner's interview booth.
Cool. Thank you, David. I hope so.
Ciao, mate. GG's.
Cool. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Tom Mal. Fast and polite.
Very much so. Let's next chat with Giacomo Murgia, who joins us now. I think we rudely interrupted his conversation as well. But Giacomo, congratulations. A very good points haul today. I think you might be the highest point scorer of anyone today. Let's first go back to race 1 and race 2 with your battles with your teammate Young-Soo Moon. How was it with that team dynamic? Because we were half expecting a send in race 1, but it never quite materialized. Did you just not quite get close enough for that overtake, or were you just quite happy taking the 2nd place?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, basically, we don't want to destroy the race, fighting for no reason. Because if you fight at least in one corner, you lose all the gap you made to stay calm. So we decide to froze the positions, and yes, it is what it is. In race 2, I asked to Jung to let me pass, but we don't understand each other, and let me pass in a not good point because he loses the position, but he recovers well, and at final lap, we decide to change position again because it was fair. Let Jung win because he let me pass, so it's okay. And race 3, the last one, yeah, we managed. We were managing to recover some position, and Jung did a mistake in the braking point in turn 1, hit me hard. Yeah, unfortunately, he has too much damage to continue, so he has to retire. I managed to finish 5th, big points. Yes, I think is maybe my best race altogether, all the 3 races of this championship, I think, thinking about the points.
Yeah, you scored a lot of points, and yeah, those bonus points in race 2 as well for leading a few laps will definitely help, and that makes a lot of sense in that race 2. We thought Moon maybe got like a slowdown, but makes a lot more sense what you explained there. How was it racing around this circuit at Spa, and how do you feel about moving to a much more tight, twisty circuit next time out at Knockhill? Are you going to miss sort of the long straights here at Spa?
No, because I was falling asleep, seriously. I with this combo TCR and Spy is really bored. It's bored me. I don't know. Spy is my favorite track, but with this TCR, no, I will not miss these straights. I love small circuits like the others in the championship. I don't I think I didn't race in Knock Hill. Next round is Knock Hill. Where is the next round?
Yes,
Yeah.
not kill. Yeah.
Okay. I think I drive in Knockville only in Toka Touring Cars too. 20, maybe 30 years ago. So I have to train a lot to get in the pace.
Sure, yeah, that is, and as a fellow Toka driver myself, yes, that is, not necessarily the most useful experience. So hopefully, you get lots of practice in and are able to be competitive. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my teammate Jung, for sure. Even if it kill me. And our team, Mac Performance, and our sponsor, like Cube Controls and Major Garage.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat. Yeah, thank you for having a chat with us, Giacomo, and we'll see you back next time.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I hope if I manage to do good results like this. Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
That was
Good night,
Giacomo
everyone.
Murgia there in, I think our highest point scorer today, I think second and fifth today, so a lot of points. And in the championship, I mean, obviously Moon had that awful race 3, and retirements really do cost you badly. Harris not here. Bumi with a little bit of a tricky round, but of course he wasn't. So Murgia, I think he's going to be up to 3rd or 4th in the championship. He's in the fray. He could win the title.
Big gain today.
He could win the title. So I think we've got one more.
Yep, let's bring up Scott. Hello, Scott. Can you hear me okay, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Perfect.
Brilliant. Excellent. I'll start reverse to firsts, because obviously it's hard for me to remember the early races. Up 7 in the last race. How did you find it? Was it a fun one, this combo?
Yeah, I was. That last race was a great laugh. You know, I was like battling with Alexandro and I can't remember who it was, but there was quite a few of us all coming a wee battle up the back there. I think Alexandro was having a disco with his headlights halfway around that track. But yeah, it was pretty good. Just wonder what would have happened if I hadn't had that qualifying ban.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. I was wondering, because on race 1 you were starting at the back. How did race 2 go? Was there an incident, or was it an incident in race 1? I remember your name. I remember an incident. What race was it?
Did I? I can't
I thought
remember.
so. We have 30 cars in 3 races, and
Yeah, a lot happened.
so much happened because you guys were all on top of each other. How did you find Spa in this car? I think it was quite controversial, but how did you find it?
A lot better than I would have thought it would have been. I didn't get very much time to practice due to holidays and other stuff. But I was quite pleasantly surprised about how well it is to race here in these cars. Plenty of room. Even then, there was still people trying to get in your boot.
Yeah, I mean, P4 in that last race, that's some big points. You must be happy. And also, are you looking forward to Knock Hill next week? Is it a track you know?
You asking me if there's a track or no?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I've been on that a few times. That's going to sort the men out for the boys and that.
100%. I still class it as a new track. I think I've done maybe 10 laps there, maybe less.
The thing I don't understand is like a lot of people hate a track in this car. I think it's one of the best tracks in the servers. That's maybe biased, but it's that and like Alton Park, 2 best tracks for these cars. Absolute mega racing. If you can see like at Knockhill, if you can survive the first 3, maybe 4 laps, you'll get a result. But
Sure. I suppose the first 3 and 4 laps are about the length of one Spa lap.
Yeah, aye, yeah. Sort of about 45 seconds, I think the lap record been knocking us.
Excellent. But yeah, no, great stuff. It's been a pleasure watching you, Brezza, catching up again. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, mate?
Just the usual shout outs to yourselves, all the rest of the drivers, everybody watching on stream, and of course Living Motorsports for giving me good setups and let me drive the golden black car around this lovely circuit.
Excellent. Well said. And it is a good looking livery. Yeah, great chatting with you again, Scott. And I look forward to catching up with you next round at the track you know well.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Well,
Thank you.
I'll maybe jinx myself.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Scott there.
Yes, and yeah, I'm expecting big things from him.
I can't believe I
Because
asked not kill. I felt stupid the second I'd...
I feel like we had a season like 3 years ago called Touring Car Britain. I think that was the original Touring Car Britain. And then we had 2 races at Knockhill, and maybe he did those 2 races. But yeah, like Scott at Knockhill, that should be, yeah, hopefully he'll go like Super Saiyan and be really strong. Franek Sikorsky joins us now. Franek, congratulations. A little bit under the radar, I think, on the broadcast. I don't think you'll necessarily see a ton of yourself, but some really good results, getting that P10 in race 1 and then working your way up in race 2 and race 3. How was it out there? Because whilst there were a lot of accidents going on around you, you managed to keep it pointing in the right direction throughout the whole race.
Yeah, that's I think was the right approach to the race week at Spa, to mainly stay out of trouble. Don't make any moves that may end up in a crash. A bit of struggling in qualifying and race 1, as I didn't go with the right approach in terms of the setup. I was a bit scared lowering the downforce to the absolute minimum, because the rear of the car was getting a bit sketchy in Radion and the penultimate corner before the bus stop. But in the end, I made some small changes in terms of the amount of downforce I picked and the amount of fuel, and it kind of paid out in the last race, scoring the podium result.
Yeah, do you think there was anything more possible from that race? Because we saw you in P4 for most of the race. You got past Simeon with a few laps to go. Do you think with one more lap you could have got Tom and Leon, or do you think they were just a little bit too quick?
I think if I didn't make a mistake on the last lap in La Source, as I lost there, I think around 3/10, I think I could have had a chance to fight with them, especially if we would have another lap. But still, it is a decent result, and in the race week that I was kind of expecting to lose the championship lead. I think I'm gonna remain in the first spot in Pro Am, as some of the very fast drivers crashed out somewhere along the way during today's races.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think you will extend your championship lead with those results. Next up is Knockhill. Have you done many laps at Knockhill in the past?
I've done, not necessarily in the TCR, but its track I like a lot. It probably will be even more chaotic as Spa, because the track is very complex. We have the up and down hills, the uphill chicane, and I think we either gonna see a lot of moves, maybe some crashes, or it will be a kind of a Monaco for the TCRs, as there won't be a lot of straights and places to make moves. But we'll see. I'm hoping for a decent result there.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck for it. Franek, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
As always, my dad, as he was watching downstairs, but also you guys and every driver that participates in this championship, because TCRs are quite fun cars to drive, and it's a great opportunity to race them with such talented people.
Awesome. Well, very well said there, Frenek. Glad that you're enjoying the series so much, and best of luck for the next round.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Cheers.
Yeah, GG's.
Frenek Sikorsky there with, I think, a 10th, a 4th, and a 3rd. So really good points for him. Once again, maybe his highest scoring meeting so far this season.
Yeah, very strong driver. Yeah, in a strong crowd as well. So it's very hard to stand out, but he is, yeah, very strong stuff. And yeah, he's going to have gained a lot of points with that P3 in the last race as well.
Absolutely. Let's have a quick look at those race 3 results, just because we didn't see them beforehand. But yeah, obviously Mail winning out ahead of half. Lots of pro-ams near the front, and an amazing result for Spillane and Hilton to finish in 10th and 11th in the overall positions, and top 2 in the amateurs. I mentioned it a few times there. Not kill for the next round. Should be a lot of, often the race that I've done at Not Kill, because obviously I was a professional esports driver in the Porsche GB Championship.
Sure.
I actually scored points in at Not Kill. I don't want to boast too much. The races there come down to the chicane.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you
Especially
go
on
over
lap
that
1.
chicane, and if you nail it, you gain 2 tenths. If you mess it up, then you can lose half a second. Do you think that will be the same in these cars, or do you think the ground clearance of these cars might just make it less?
I think it just comes down to confidence as well. If you have a bad one, it kind of, all that prep and knowing goes out the window, and you start doubting everything, and then you're in big trouble. No, I think you're right. I like Not Kill. The racing's fun. It's just I don't go there in the cars I drive, you know. I think I did one race there a very long time ago, and in GT3s it is a bit silly. Yeah, no, I think TCRs is a perfectly good track. I think qualifying is going to be hyper crucial.
Yeah.
You want to pick up a nice, easy win in one of those 3 races, you start first. And now that chicane on the first lap and build some confidence. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, these cars have never let me down, even on this long, long, long track, Sam.
Yeah, whose idea was that? Oschersleben would have been much better.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
Imola, we should have gone to Imola. I hold my hands up, we should have gone to Imola. But no, hopefully everyone enjoyed it nonetheless. Of course, make sure to like this video, subscribe, recommend it to any of your friends who you think might be interested in following the championship. Lots of other championships being broadcast on Apex Racing TV, of course. ARL GT3 Trophy on Tuesday nights. We've got Fox Techer coming up. We've got Rick Tech on Monday nights for Americans. We've got our fun Formula V series on Saturdays as well, and plenty of other series as well. So just subscribe to Apex Racing TV, check out all our social medias, check out the links in the description below for SDK Gaming, who provide our overlays, and of course Apex Racing Academy, who offer some of the best setups in iRacing as well. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we'll say goodbye, and we will see you back at Knock Hill for round 7 of the season in 2 weeks' time. See you then.
Ciao.